Hello, everyone. Welcome to Wind Down Friday. Today, our special guest is Suman Narayan, Senior Vice President of Products at Allegro Microsystems. Hi, Suman. How is going?
Hey, Mauricio, thank you for having me in your show.
Thank you. Thanks a lot for your time. Where are you located now?
I'm based in Richardson, Texas.
Nice, nice place. So, you are working for Allegro Microsystems, and you have over 25 years of expertise. Please correct me in semiconductor embedded systems, and you worked with different companies, onsemi, Texas Instruments, and now Allegro Microsystems. So let's talk about you. So can you share a bit about your career from your academic background to leading projects in different fields about semiconductor embedded systems, but also what inspired you the most? So to follow a career in this market, in this fast evolving market.
Okay, well, thank you for the opportunity to talk about myself, which I really don't like to, but I will. Maybe a few things. I think I was 16 years old when my dad gave me a TI calculator, and I decided at 16 that's the company I want to work for and understand how that calculator works. So I kind of pursued my bachelor's in double E and my master's in double E, and I found out that Texas Instruments hires four people every year from Iowa State University because the CEO was an ex Iowa State alumni. So I decided to go to TI and make sure that that's where my journey started. So with Texas Instruments. So I've been in the semi business. Actually, next year will be like 30 years in the semi business. It's a long business, but you know, I had one of the CEOs really tell me this in the early part of my semiconductor business. Just remember that you chose semiconductor. Semiconductor didn't choose you. So there's always these cycles on semiconductor, and you have to have resilience in semiconductor as well for us. But I started at TI. I really started my journey as a product definer, an applications engineer. Really got close with the customers, understood the needs of what I could do to solve their customer problems, especially around the board. And then over time, kind of migrated to a marketing manager. I did my MBA, started going into the P&L responsibilities over time and, started overseeing larger and larger businesses at TI. And at some point, I moved over to Fairchild Semiconductor, which is actually an older semiconductor company than TI, really drove some of their power management side of the business. We got acquired by onsemi. Then I joined another company called Cyient, which is really in the semiconductor ASIC business, really focused on medical and industrial semis, ASICs. And after that, I joined Allegro about 4 years ago now, managing both the power and sensors business. So a journey started as, product definition, into marketing, into, P&L management, and now kind of managing larger businesses for the company. I enjoy the product launch process, really kind of driving roadmaps, launching new products, and really kind of at the end of the day making money in the business of the semiconductor side.
Good. So, talking about innovation to stay competitive, future trends. So, with the rapid pace of innovation, so how do you foster a culture of agility, adaptability within your organization with the goal to stay competitive in particular, also to stay competitive looking at the future in terms of to anticipate the future trends?
Yeah, I think, the number one goal is, for our team and, everybody in my organization to have a very customer-centric approach. Really put our customers first in everything we do and, really drive all of the innovation that we need to do around the customer. So, that helps us really understand the market trends and really understand what the customer issues are. And, this allows us to either drive, maybe higher integration or better products or whatever we need for the market. So that's really important. The second is, you really want to drive empowerment and decentralization. We need to empower our teams to make decisions so that they can move faster. It also drives a one Allegro behavior because now everybody's accountable for what we need to do inside Allegro. And with all of this, we have to drive innovation with purpose. I mean, that's our core value in the company. And we try to continue to kind of drive innovation to stay ahead of our competitors. And at the end of all of this, it boils down to the talent you have in the company. And do you have the right talent, for what we need to do and get done for our customers? So it's a customer-centric approach. It's empowerment and decentralization for faster decision making and really driving an innovation with purpose for us.
So talking about technology, in particular sensor innovation. So
Yeah.
is there something that excites you the most in terms of sensor innovation, sensor technology? How is Allegro also working, addressing the next innovations with
No,
for
I think there are two, maybe three aspects of sensing that are really kind of at the forefront for Allegro, and I'll say it's around one is really around automation,
Mm-hmm.
industrial automation, and then the other is around our electrification. So I'll talk about both. So
Mm-hmm.
for current sensing, for battery management, you heard us talk about TMR that provides highly accurate current measurements for battery management systems in EVs. That's where we can really drive battery performance, drive the range and also the lifespan for the battery. The higher sensitivity in TMR, can kind of really monitor current flow. That's really crucial for the efficient charging and discharging, and also in motor control and EV motor control systems, especially around, if you look at EPS, et cetera, TMR sensors will really drive a more efficient and responsive motor operation, by really accurately monitoring the current flowing through the motor windings. So that's one aspect really where TMR, the innovations around TMR really help us drive the high efficiency, the accuracy and bandwidth for the end applications. The second one I'd say is around robotics and automation. I talk about 3D sensing. 3D really helps us drive some of what we need for robotics and automation. And our position sensors that are there can really do precision control and orientation for the robotic arms and joints and enable a more accurate accurate controlling of the arms for pick and place type of applications as well.
Good. So, as the philosophy of Wind Down Friday, so let's talk about beyond job. Let's talk about you. So, as a leader, so how do you balance work commitments with personal interest, hobbies, to
Yeah.
stay relaxed? So, which are your hobbies? Next plan for the upcoming weekend, for example?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's really work-life balance is a juggling act. Okay. And I think, I was just reading a book recently where said there's no such thing as work-life balance, but just trade-offs. And I think it's not a perfect equilibrium, right? And so it's really making conscious choices and finding what works for you, what best works for you, right? So I think for me, it's really I want to manage stress. You want to improve focus and improve our physical and mental health. So I really focus around work, and then also around, can I run, jog, exercise, and kind of take out some of the stress on from that perspective. You really have to maintain a healthy lifestyle for you to be in this business.
So, semiconductor industry is seeing some changes, also given the dynamic nature of this market, and each company is also looking for new employees, new professionals. So, what skills, what qualities do you believe are important for the next employment, for future leaders in this sector? What unique aspects of your culture or leadership approach do you think appeal most to new employees?
That's a good question. I think, if it's a multi-layered question, so I'll just maybe peel apart maybe the
Sure.
first layer. First, that understanding, that semiconductor is a cyclical industry, right?
Mhm.
That's really important. I mean, that you have to drive resiliency. Like I said in my first paragraph where we talked about, semiconductors didn't choose you, you chose semiconductors, right? So you have to know the business and understand the cyclicality of the business. It also is a mastery of skills because there are multiple skills. If you might be a double E, and you might be very strong in power like you are, Marcia, right? I mean, you're very strong in power, but you've got to understand the other pieces of the business as well. Maybe you got to understand sensors, but if you peel that apart more, inside a double E role, there's many aspects, right? There's the analog design, you've got digital design, you've got verification, post silicon validation, embedded software, maybe product and test engineering, and each skill set, in my view, takes about 5 years to really master. And so you need to understand what sliver of double E are you focused on? And can you really get great at something that you're doing? And, if you if you read the book Outliers, it's the rule of 10,000, it's really 5 years at 2,000 hours per year, and you become good at something. So I think that's really important for the new employees to understand the cyclicality of the business and also kind of mastery of a skill. The third I'll say is, as the world is changing, just not just in semiconductor, but in general, but semiconductor at its fastest pace, I'd say that, somebody said this really well. It's like the curiosity coefficient plus the persistence coefficient is actually greater than your IQ. So the CQ plus PQ is greater than your IQ over time. So you have to be curious to
Yes,
learn. And if you're not learning, you're not really moving forward. And you have to be persistent because it's easy to give up because the problems are tough. But what motivates, I mean, from a culture standpoint, we have a very open culture. We allow flex at Allegro for people to kind of focus on other needs during the day. But I think really the core for new engineers coming on board is they're looking for good work.
hmm,
What that means is their ability, can they solve tough problems? They're looking for growth, their personal growth, their professional growth. And of course, everybody's looking for pay and benefits at the end of the day. And Allegro really provides all of this in one big wrapper for the new employees. And our culture of open, a transparent environment allows them to kind of really grow. And we make sure that we hire interns, we grow them, we kind of get them into full-time hires. We have a marketing rotation, application rotation program. So we rotate them through multiple facets because, like I said, there are multiple slivers. And when you come out of school, you really don't know which sliver you're interested in. You might be interested in all, maybe in some, so you have to understand what you want to do over time. So
yeah.
that's really crucial to expose the engineers early in their career to all the different facets of semiconductor and let them grow in one aspect first.
Indeed. Yeah, this is a great point. Don't stop learning. So to be
Yeah,
curious always. Yeah, this
yeah,
is having a passion for something.
yeah.
So, Suman, before concluding our Wind Down Friday, so just last question. So, looking forward, what key message you would like to give to leave our community? What are the biggest opportunities for growth in terms of that you see on the horizon for the company, but also for yourself as well?
Yeah.
So, because
So
it's important to stay focused on the goal, on the target.
no, a good question. I mean, I think, electrification is going to continue to drive and
Yeah.
experience exponential growth, right? And we at Allegro are really uniquely positioned to capitalize this trend. Current sensors, motor drivers, power management ICs are essential components for electrification, especially when it comes to battery management, motor control, and power conversion. As every power conversion is an opportunity to lose energy. And our jobs at Allegro is to make sure that loss is at a minimum, right? So I think we have some unique products that allow us to do that. And our product portfolio especially is really designed around EVs, focused on higher power densities, improved efficiency, and ADAS as well. So that's one, which is really electrification. The second is the growth in automation, industrial automation. if you look at industrial automation like manufacturing, logistics, robotics, presents a significant opportunity for Allegro. We can leverage our existing portfolio that we just talked about in electrification on position, current, and motor drivers for precise control and automation of industrial equipment. So we continue to kind of innovate, with purpose, new sensor solutions, enhanced accuracy, more robust and integration over time. But I think industrial automation and electrifications will be kind of two pillars that Allegro's portfolios can really ride on and drive growth for both Allegro and also for the semiconductor industry as well.
Great. So thank you, Suman. Thanks a lot for joining me at Wind Down Friday. I wish you a great weekend and talk soon. See you next. Thank you.
Mauricio, thank you so much for having me.